Good morning, everybody. Joe Ciaccio here. Today, I want to kind of go into when a client receives something in the mail to buy life insurance. What ends up happening is that we buy a direct mail lead, or we buy a phone lead, or we do something on Facebook. And when you go to visit somebody either in person or on the phone, they sometimes are listening to you, yet they've already got in the back of their mind something that they saw with another card that they received where they can sign up right then and there. Meaning AARP, Colonial Penn, MetLife has one. So any company that is a guaranteed issue company, they get in the mail, they look at it, and it's sometimes easier for them to sign up right then and there. Not that they don't want to speak to us, it's timing. They happen to receive it. Either they had somebody in their family pass away, or they're just, something hit them that where they say they want to sign up for life insurance. Whenever somebody receives something in the mail, and there's no health questions, it's automatically guaranteed issue. Doesn't matter if they have oxygen, heart attack last week, cancer 6 months ago, they accept everyone. Now, on that paper, it's going to show guaranteed issue. It can show graded death benefit. It can show return of premium. It can also show modified. That all means different for different carriers. When we talk about American General, AIG, and we say it's guaranteed issue, that means 2-year waiting period. Now, you talk about Royal Neighbor's graded program. Royal Neighbor says our graded program is 30% year 1, 70% year 2. That's what it does when you are dealing with different companies. The vast majority of all companies who do a direct mail piece with no health questions is guaranteed issue because no health questions. So what ends up happening is this here. The client signs up for it. You buy a lead, you go to their house, they say they've already bought something. And they have. So in a way, they've actually done you a favor because you don't have to sell them the need, the benefit, the reasons, because they've already taken that step upon themselves. Your job is, no matter whether it's a mail guaranteed issue or they bought from somebody else, one of our competitors, your job is to do whatever you can in a polite, courteous, professional, and a little bit of an aggressive way to find out who they bought it from. They may tell you, oh, I put the policy away and I've got no idea where I put it at. Possible, yet highly unlikely. Or they may sit and say, well, I just sent off the payment, I just sent it off recently, and I have not received the policy back. I said, okay. Reasonable, yet unlikely. Sometimes people are going to say they bought something by mail because they don't want to deal with you. Yes, they sent the card in. Yes, we paid for the lead. Yet they could be having a bad day, or some people don't like talking about dying. It's just hard for people to talk about dying. Because some people feel that when they speak about dying or setting up stuff so when they pass away their final expenses are paid for, they feel if they discuss it too much, something may happen. We all have our own superstitions. We also all have our own voodoos that go on in our mind that make our brain think the way they do. So your job from this day forward is to ask the people, who'd you buy it from? Congratulate them. I'm very happy you bought something. Not many people that I deal with have taken the initiative to go on and do something. That's why I am sent here. That's why you asked for this card to be sent in. My job is to make sure you picked out the right one. And they're going to go, yes, yes, yes. So, did you have an agent come to your home? No, I did not. It's okay, great. Since I'm here, I'm a licensed agent in the state of Florida. My job to do, as my company sets out for me, is to help folks out like you, especially somebody who sent a card in and who's already bought something. So with your permission, please get me the policy, and I would like to review it for you so you know exactly what you got and what you paid for. Oh, I know I got a policy for $10,000. I know I got one for $7,000. See, I understand. Yet different companies have different ways of paying out. What do you mean paying out? Well, some companies you gotta wait 2 years. Some companies you gotta wait 2 years when you buy it by mail. So if you don't mind, get it from me. It's part of my job, part of my service. And I would like you to make sure that what you have is exactly what you got, because that's going to make me feel good that I helped you, so when that sad day comes, your family is taken care of. Usually they'll get up and give it to you or get it for you because you're coming across polite, congenial, you're having some compassion in the way you speak. Your goal is to get that policy or that application or that lead piece to review what it is. Let's say they hand you the policy. Fantastic. The best thing for you to do when you're reviewing a policy is to review it and keep your mouth shut. Just look at it. Tell them, I'm going to review it. After I review it, I'm going to go over what I see, and then I'm going to go over it with you. So you're letting them know you're not going to be talking as you're going page by page. Is there any need to talk? No. Yet you need to make sure before you start speaking that you know exactly what you're talking about. What I normally do is I grab it, I look at the first page. The date, the policy number, their name, the face amount, the premium amount is normally on the front page. From there I go straight to the back of the policy and I look to see if there is an application. And 99% of all carriers will put the application in with the policy. You scan it, it'll be on the front page if there's any health questions. If there's health questions, they've got to answer no to everything. If there's no health questions, there was nothing to answer. So now you know it is by mail, guaranteed issue, automatic 2-year waiting period. Some carriers have 3-year waiting periods. What you want to do now is go back to page 1 and go to the second page where it's got the table of contents, where you got the years on the left, the face amount on the left, and it keeps going over if there's a cash value, paid up in additions, and then the extended term policy on the right hand side. And we'll go over those different things later. Usually if it is a guaranteed issue, modified, return of premium, or graded, year 1 on the right hand side and year 1 and 2 are going to be less than year 3 on down. So if it's a policy for $7,000 on the right hand side from year 3 down, if there's a 2-year waiting period, if it's a 3-year waiting period, it'll be from year 4 down saying $7,000, and above those for years 1 and 2 or 1, 2, and 3, it's going to show you the money they paid in that the beneficiary will get if they die at the end of the 12th month, 24th, or 36th month. So it shows the annual amount. When you see that, now you definitely have confirmed that it's a waiting period. From there, you're going to go and find the verbiage on how there is a 2-year waiting period, how it pays usually 110% years 1 and 2, and then how it sometimes, most of them will say it pays accidental on day 1. You don't want to tell them that, okay? You're sitting there, you're looking at their policy. The best way I feel to get the point across to them of what they got is to have them read it. Now you have an option about them reading it. You can either highlight it with your highlighter, you can underline it with your pen, or you can put a little check mark on lines 1, 2, and 3 and say, can you read this out loud? Well, Jill, why do you want to read them out loud? Believe it or not, when somebody reads something and they're in front of you, they sometimes will scan it. They may skip some important words and they may say, okay, not realizing there's a 2-year waiting period. So when I ask them to read it out loud, I'm going to say 95% of them will. They're actually going to see it, read it, and hear there's a 2-year waiting period. Now, you're on step one. You're on step one right there. You're not going to say, oh, I got something for you with immediate benefits. I got something better for you. You haven't even asked them the health questions. You want to ask them, may I ask you why you decided to buy this policy? You want to find out what motivated them. Why did they pull the trigger then to buy that? They're going to give you an answer, well, it's less expensive than the other ones I've looked at. It was easy. A family member died. Something I've been wanting to do, and I just decided to do it. No matter what they say, I understand and I agree with you. May I ask you some health questions to see if there's something better for you instead of you waiting 2 years for this policy to pay out? Let them think. Let them think. Because now they're trying to make a decision based on how you treated them from the hello to that part, if they want to hear what you've got to say. This is why it's so critical for you to always be nice, tap your brakes, talk a little bit slower, do not rush, take your time, because if you come across as like a slick Willie with that fancy tongue, they're going to think you're up to something. We know you're not, yet you don't know how the client is perceiving you based on the way you're making your delivery. You don't know if they had another salesperson in their house that was too aggressive. You don't know. Now, what happens is that people have a block wall in front of them. The only reason they can see you through that black wall is because they have the glass blocks. Okay? And glass blocks are usually 6.5, 7 inches wide. They're square, but they got the little bit of cement in between them that holds everything in place. So every now and then you may have to move to the side, or they may move to the side to see you. Once you see what they have and you ask them how your health is, pull out an application and say, what I'm going to do is, before we discuss you getting something different, not buying nothing, not spending money, before we can decide if this is better for you, I'm going to go over these health questions with you. I like carrying paper apps with me, not to fill them out. I may have to once in a while, yet to where I can scan through a paper app. For me, it's easier for me to scan through a paper app than it is to look through my iPad. For me, it is. Some of you young guys and women out there do everything by iPad, all that stuff there. Bless your heart. If you don't have a paper app, you sit next to them and say, come on, let's sit over here, we'll look at it together. And start touching your screen, going down questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They answer no to all the health questions. I would handle it is that, what if I can show you a plan today that will give your beneficiary, who you're going to see in the application in the policy, who their beneficiary is. If they got 1, 2, or 3, how many beneficiaries they have, you're going to see it there. How would you like to discuss a program that you can get immediate benefits to where you don't have to wait that full 2 years, as this policy says, to where if you were to pass away, your son Anthony, your daughter Marie, will get that full amount of money? Doesn't that make better sense to you, instead of waiting 2 years? And since I'm a registered life insurance agent in the state of Florida, I'm allowed to offer this to you. All we have to do is to discuss it. Does that sound good to you? Yes, it does. So you're taking them down what I call the yellow brick road to get them a little closer to you. You want to get them in your vines. You actually want to get them a little closer to where they start falling into that quicksand, to where their legs are stuck, and you're helping them say, yes, it is. Yes, Joe, that is smart. Yes, I don't want to wait 2 years. Yes, I want to take care of my son Anthony. I want to take care of my daughter Marie. These are things you're trying to bring them into you real closely. Don't go fast. Don't go fast, because they've already got something. Not that they don't need you, they have to believe in you, trust you, and they got to feel that what you're doing is best for them, not you. I've been with agents before who get so excited, as we all have, get so excited when somebody has another policy or a guaranteed issue policy, they go into attack mode instead of discussion mode. They become more aggressive. This is the best thing to do. This is what you got to do. This one is no good. This one's terrible. Now, if you sit and think about that, now let's take a little soft step backwards. This is not good for you. This is the wrong plan to have. Let me show you something better. You don't realize that you are insulting them because that's the one they felt was best. You could be hurting their feelings and disrespecting them because of you saying that was no good, I got something better. I always like saying, what if I can show you a plan or a program that is better than the one you picked out because you didn't have this in front of you? I know that if you had this one in front of you that you currently have, or the one you're thinking about buying, and you have this one here with immediate benefits, no waiting periods, a much better plan for your daughter and son, Anthony and Marie, I know that you would pick this one here, wouldn't you? And you're nodding that head, yes I will, yes I will. You're leading them down the yellow brick road, yet what you're doing is that you're asking them, if you had this one and you had this one, which one, and my nose itches this morning, which one would you pick out? Now, you will run across some people, guys, I want to stick with what I have. I'm happy with the one I have. And 99%, no, let me rephrase that. 50% of the time is because you may have come across incorrectly, or the other 50%, which I think is a higher 50%, is that they feel, since they've made 3, 4, 5 months worth of payments, that they're going to be losing their money. Now, with that said, let's talk about that. If you go to somebody's house and they've had the policy for a year and a half, I don't know if I'd switch it. It's kind of like my mood, whatever, because you got to look at what's best for the client. Because always you got the 2-year contestability that's going to restart at that time. Now, the person's got no health issues, the premiums are the same. Do it. Depends on your comfort zone, what you want to do. Now, when you're speaking with somebody about the different plan, and you're going over with them all the different ideas, you got to go slow. Now, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, I say up to 6 months, I got no problem doing it. They're going to tell you, I want to think about it. Because in the back of their mind, they've made payments. Now they're going to lose those payments and start something else. They're going to feel. What I tell people is what we're going to do is that you started this plan 6 months ago and you've lived 6 months. So it does not matter if you had this plan or my plan, you've had coverage for that period of time. So the money you spent has covered that period of time. Today what we're going to do, providing you qualify, all we're going to do is we're going to stay on the same train tracks. Continue making those payments every month. All we're going to do is change trains from this policy to this policy here. So you're not going to lose this money because this money has already been in place to protect you if something happened to you. Since I'm here today, we're going to keep going straight on the train track, yet we're just going to go from this train that you're currently on, we're going to get on a better train. We get on a smoother train, safer for Anthony and Marie. So if something does happen, you've got peace of mind that they're going to get 7, 10, 12, 15,000 of coverage when something happens to you. And the way this program works is very simple. Today we're in the month of March now. You sign up for this today. We won't start it till next month, so I need no money. God forbid something happens to you 4th of July weekend. Who knows? Heart attack, stroke, something serious happens to you and you pass away. With this plan you have here, you'd made payments of $62.12 times 8 months. Write it down. Get your calculator out. Write it down. Your children are going to get this amount of money here. With my plan, bless you. With my plan, something happens to you 4th of July weekend, they're going to get 7, 10, 12, 15,000. I know this one sounds a whole lot better. So my recommendation to you is, if you are my older brother, my older sister, my aunt, my uncle, my grandmother, depending on your age, I would recommend you, as your financial coach, as your financial advisor, is to make the switch to go with this plan that is better for you. Do they do it every time? I hate to tell you yes, but sometimes you get some people that are just hard-headed. And I've actually got one guy and I choked him. I was choking him. I was choking as he's about to die. I said, I'll release you if you tell me why you don't want to switch. I could not get it out of him. I could not get it out of him. So as I'm there, I'm analyzing myself. Was I speaking too fast? Did I come across too cocky? Did I have on too much cologne where I smothered him? Did I not say the right things? And I can actually look at you guys and tell you I did everything perfect. I crossed my T's and I dotted my I's. So I had to sit and say to myself, he was not somebody that wanted to be spoken with. He wanted to buy by mail. He thought the card he sent to me was another thing by mail, because there's certain people out there who don't want to talk to nobody. They just rather do it incognito. They don't want to talk to nobody because of just the way they're hardwired. So, with that said, if they're in the process of looking, show them the card that was sent to them. It's going to show you 110, 110 for years 1 and year 2. Find out how their health is before you start going into your plan. If they say, well, this one is less expensive than yours, your responses could be, well, you kind of get what you pay for. This here is a great plan. This here is a much greater plan because of the benefits you're going to get. If you're going to offer them a Royal Neighbors or a Foresters, it also comes with all of these member benefits you get for free. A free will, a free this here. So it all depends on what you want. This is a nice plan. And the only way that I can explain it to you is kind of like a Chevrolet or a Ford or a Buick. Great cars, yet this one here is a more expensive car. A Rolls Royce, a Mercedes, a Bentley, a BMW. They're both good. They both will get you from point A to point B. This one here has got a better variety pack for you. It's going to get you something much quicker than this one will do. That's enough we talked about today. Hit them hard. You got any questions? If you're ever in a home and you're unsure what it says, take a picture of it. Send it to me. Send it to your manager. Let us look at it with you. And then from there, we'll discuss how you can handle it, or you can make a sale. Thank you guys. Hit them hard. We love you. Drive safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.